What is going on, guys? Chipmaster22 here, and welcome back to the Grid Watchers Podcast, Episode 3, the first race review. Of course, it was the Australian Grand Prix this weekend. I'm going to chuck it to the two guys, Causa and Rickson. One word description of the race.
Procession, I was going to say procession. there was a long pause between Jack actually listening and his mouth. There was a long pipe his brain had to sort of process it through.
I mean, I thought you were going to go. I'm going to chuck it over to Rickson, and I would have been like, "Oh, right, my turn."
Well, you know, I did say before we started recording that I would throw it over to you first, Rickson. But anyway, you know, like both you guys said, it was a bit of a boring race. Started off quite excitingly, though, didn't it? Ricciardo didn't manage to make it to the grid. Had to start from the pits, and then of course we had the start of the race, and then that's about it. Fuck all happened.
Perez made an overtake. Perez made one overtake.
There you go. Perez made a very nice move.
It was a good move. It was a good move.
That was it for the rest of the race.
I guess we didn't. Nothing really much happened. So I guess we'll go through the teams. We'll start with Mercedes. Check it over to you, Rickson. Hamilton come in second.
Don't want to talk about it. Do we have to start with me?
Gonna have to, being a Lewis Hamilton fanboy.
So I mean, out of everybody's. Out of everyone who thought would win and crash out first in the last podcast, I said Lewis would win. I mean, I was the closest. So, I mean...
we all said Lewis would win.
Vettel would... Wait, no. I said Vettel would win.
Did you?
Yeah, I did.
Well, I was second closest. Anyway,
first or worst, second or best.
Alright. I thought... Lewis, we knew they weren't the fastest going into the weekend, and that was on not paper. On paper, they were the second fastest, and coming out of the race on paper, and on track, they were second fastest. I think the fact that it was difficult to pass cars this last weekend really shone through, especially with Lewis trying to get past Max. He really couldn't. He definitely had more pace, but there was just no space on track to get past.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's really the story of it. I think Max helped Sebastian out massively, and that's ultimately what led to him winning. But I think they definitely need to change something for future races, because that was dull. The race was dull. There was 5 passes the whole race, which for a sport like Formula 1, that just isn't right. That's just boring, dull racing. Yeah. I guess, but it did. Lewis was complaining a lot. He didn't have any grip. Was that because Vettel managed to do an overcut on Hamilton, and I haven't seen an overcut in a long time in the pit stop.
Since the fueling, isn't it? Since refueling, yeah.
So, is it Lewis was pushing too hard on those tyres, and then he, dropped back? Or was it just the Ferrari's better? I know that there was a second difference in the pit stops. The Ferraris were faster in changing the tyres. But is it just ultimately the Mercedes isn't as quick as the Ferrari?
Yeah, that's it, the murky side.
I think... Shall I go? When Lewis came out the pits, the second and third sector of his outlap were the two fastest at that stage of the race. So I think the softs actually worked for him, but I think overall on the race pace, the Mercedes was slower because it constantly overheated its tyres. I don't know what that was that caused it, but they were constantly too hot. There was constantly issues with the tyres. So whether Ferrari have just got their sort of the way that they manage the air over the tyres and stuff like nailed, and Mercedes maybe haven't, I don't know.
Yeah, I think Ferrari sort of nailed it this year. Of course, my predicted winner, Vettel, getting a top spot. But that's the first win for Ferrari since Singapore Grand Prix in 2015.
Jesus.
It's a long time since, Ferrari haven't won a title since 2007.
That's ridiculous, isn't it?
A team like Ferrari, you'd think they should be up there, but a great performance from them. It looked like Seb was keeping up with Hamilton the whole time, and he was making sure he wasn't directly behind him, because the dirty air issue that we've all heard about didn't have that issue, because he stayed sort of 2 seconds behind and then got to the overlap, and then ultimately went on and won the race. Raikkonen, on the other hand, Was he on the cameras at all apart from the first lap? Raikkonen was just doing a 57 lap time trial, and then did the fastest lap towards the end of the race, and that was about it. That's all we saw from Raikkonen. I can't, unless you guys saw something different on your TV screens.
No,
that was about it.
It was weird because Lewis and Vettel were having they were having a pretty good scrap on track, and then so you'd say they're sort of two very comparative cars, and then you look back at Bottas and Raikkonen, who were having their own little scrap, but 10 seconds behind in the same cars. Yeah. So I don't know what was going on with either of them, because apart from Bottas's last sort of dash towards Hamilton because he had fresher tyres, they didn't really live up to their teammates in any way, shape or form, did they?
Yeah, they were, I guess, quality drivers. You could say. Lewis and Seb are both very good drivers. Bottas has got time. He's new team. Needs time to get into it. And then Raikkonen's just fallen off the cliff. Maybe he's getting old. I can't see him doing many. I see him going into the season. Actually, he's just petering out, isn't he? On to the Red Bulls. Unfortunately, Ricciardo at his home race. Went out of the Grand Prix, must be absolutely gutted. What was it, an engine issue, I think?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
That caused it. And then, I guess Verstappen was just there. It shows how far behind the Red Bull is compared to the top runners. It's just not there. And I can't see anything happening till Spain.
They're not slow. The thing that I think a lot of people, especially on social media, aren't realising is what the drivers are doing currently is they're basically like driving a brand new car. It's like you've got to let's put it in like everyday terms. It's like somebody going from driving a Mini Cooper to a Range Rover. The difference is massive.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we're not going to see any proper racing until all of the guys feel ready to push and go mental.
Yeah.
It's fine to type when I'm talking. Don't worry about it.
I was just trying to find something.
Oh. Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
No one's going to push until they feel ready, and I think one race in is too soon to kind of take an overview of what the whole season's going to be like, because it's one race.
Yeah, I think we're going to have to give time for the cars and the drivers to get used to it. Hopefully we've got China in 2 weeks' time, and hopefully that's always a good race. So hopefully and it's a proper circuit in China, so hopefully we'll see the cars more overtaken, and hopefully drivers can get used to the cars really. So on to rookies. Lance Stroll. I looked at him on board with Lance Stroll, and he looked like he was in the noob journey. Honestly, he was twitching all over the place, flat spotted into turn one. I was like, what is he doing? And he's just all over the place. And then did he retire at the end, I think?
Don't actually know.
I can't remember. Did he? I think he did. I can't remember. Look.
Do you know, Jack?
Did he retire? I think he did. I haven't got the results here. And no, BBC Sport.
What a shit host.
I don't know. It doesn't say on the BBC Sport website. What is this bullshit?
I would try and find out, but I don't want to type.
I've got it open, but it's just taking. Oh no, it's still not doing it. No.
Wikipedia.
Oh, here we go. I got it. Yeah, he did retire lap 40. I'm not sure why he retired though.
Lap 44.
14.
Right. 44.
40.
44.
It says 40.
Williams Racing Twitter says 44.
Oh, BBC Sport website says 40.
Anyway, while I'm on their Twitter talking about Stroll, there's a lot of people in the comments actually saying that he's not ready, and because his daddy's a billionaire, he's brought a seat into a top team and he's not ready. And I think Williams have taken a massive chance on him.
Oh yeah, and
he'll score points, but he'll score points because of the car he's in rather than how good he is.
Yeah,
yeah.
You could see it,
and the same can be said for Ocon as well, because I don't rate.
I rate Verline is a better. I would reckon Verline deserves the seat more than Ocon.
See, I was thinking this, and then you thinking, so as because at the tail end of last season, Ocon got the Force India seat, and then Verline was he wasn't even in contention for the Merc seat really, but then he went to Sauber. But I thought Ocon was a better driver. You know, you saw it in the race on the weekend. He was doing really well. You know, he got a top 10 finish. Great 3 abreast move going into turn 1, sort of about halfway through the race with Alonso and Hülkenberg, and then sort of drove off then. Admittedly, it's you know, that Sauber isn't going to be as powerful, so we're not going to see them battle, unfortunately. But it's a game of luck, isn't it, with F1?
Yeah, it is.
The thing is, they're both Merc academy drivers, aren't they? So, you know, we might see them both in a Merc seat one day. Who knows?
Maybe. I think, I don't know who would deserve that seat more, to be honest, at the moment.
Well,
I think we're thinking way too far ahead.
This is true.
I think so.
This is true.
And then, of course, the final rookie driver, I guess his stand-in, was Giovinazzi. He did all right for his first race, didn't he?
Are we counting Van Dorn as a rookie driver? Or...
I completely forgot about Van Dorn. I was going to mention him when I talked about McLaren and all their problems.
Okay, yeah.
I think Giovinazzi did all right in the Sauber, 12th place. That's not bad.
Decent drive.
Admittedly, there were lots of retirements, so he only beat Van Dorn because everyone else retired. But it wasn't a bad result. You know, I think next season I'd hopefully like to see him in a car, potentially be in it in the Ferrari.
If Raikkonen leaves at the end of the season, like you suggested earlier, then he'd be prime for it, wouldn't he?
But then again, Vettel could, because Vettel's contract finishes, and potentially, if Bottas doesn't pull out, does well in that Merc, he could go to Mercedes, German driver, German team. Yeah, perfect combo.
It would be a better replacement for Nico Rosberg, because I think if Bottas doesn't pull results out, then they're going to still be looking for a replacement for almost Nico Rosberg rather than Valtteri Bottas. Because Bottas would have been like a trial, but it didn't work, which, you know, it happens, so...
Yeah, and of course he's only got a year contract.
I actually feel sorry for Bottas, because we all know he's only going to be there for a few seasons while they try and get Vettel,
Max or Daniel.
That's just... I think people don't want to say it, but it's so obvious that he's just there while a couple of seasons while they get used to cars, and then bang, he's going to be out. He's going to be back at somewhere like Williams, and then they're going to get someone who they really want. Yeah. Like Bottas was like, "Oh yeah, you're like the only driver left who hasn't signed a big contract. We'll have you for a couple of seasons." That's all he is. So, I think a rookie in a Merc at this stage is risky, just because they're fighting for titles, and you want drivers who can fight for titles. But then you've also got to think about Kimi as well, because I think this will probably be Kimi's last season. Maybe he'll have one more, or he'll see out his contract, because the only reason he finished 4th on Sunday was because he's in a Ferrari. There's no other reason. He had a boring race. I don't think he had one overtake the whole race. It's just, you know, he's just dead weight.
Yeah. He's a little...
He's second driver, isn't he? He sits there,
solidly
does the
second.
job, gets the points. Yeah. So on to the I can't even say the word. Disastrous. There we go. It came out of my mind. Disastrous McLaren team, calls it. Your team. Of course, Van Dorn had problems with his dash. Couldn't see the gears apparently.
Yeah. So there's something going on, wasn't there?
Gear. And then Alonso just retired with 3 laps to go. So it wasn't great.
It was a race to forget from, wasn't it? I would have loved to have seen them in the mid pack. Them and the Force Indias and the Renaults would have just been. Can you imagine that mid pack battle? It would have been so good, because the Force Indias look good on track. They actually really stood out, and I enjoyed seeing it.
Pink card,
and then to have, because Alonso was running around in 10th place. I mean, let's not forget that was a great drive from Alonso the time that it was out to get that donkey into a points paying position for a good period of that race. Was really really good, and then he had his issues, and it all sort of went quite quickly downhill for him. But it's just I just can't see things getting better for them, because Honda have gone, yeah, we're going to have a revised engine. They're like, oh yeah, all right, we'll put it in for China. Maybe not. Put it in for probably Canada. Like, yeah, okay, well, that's an interesting one. Let's hope it's got loads of power. And then you just know it's just going to be exactly the same, just maybe a bit more reliable. It's still not going to promote them up the field into anything podium battling, which is where we want to see McLaren, isn't it? So it's...
Yeah, I think we all do, yeah.
I don't know. I think McLaren need to kindly tell Honda to either butt their ideas up or quite politely fuck off, because it's not good enough.
Well, I read an article today about the McLaren team, and they are on the straights. They are losing 200 metres to other teams.
That's ridiculous.
They're something like 27 kilometres slower than everybody else.
27.
The thing is, I guess we discussed it last podcast with potentially them getting a Merc engine, and that would work because, of course, the Honda team have designed their engines like the Merc engine, so it should pretty much fit with a bit of tweaks into that McLaren car, and then they should be up with Williams. Then I'd hope so, that area. Of course, with that issue, you're going to have buyout clauses with the Honda contract. Because it's still another 3 years to run in it, I think.
Another 3.
But something like that, yeah. But McLaren. The people who own McLaren is the Bahrain royal family, and then there's another bloke who owns 25% who's a billionaire. So they could figure it out and buy Merc engines. They've got plenty of money to do it, but it's just if they'll do it to really. Because what I heard and what I read in the article is they're going to get a brand new engine for Monaco, and that engine will put them back up where they're supposed to be. If that happens, we'll have to wait and see. But it's just a shit fest, really. McLaren, they've got to. I'm surprised they even get any sponsors. They're like a Manor team now. It's the same as Sauber. Sauber got one sponsor or something like that. But it's just disastrous for them. And I don't think we all want them to be up there, but it's just not happening for them.
It's not. It's because you go if Honda are going, this new engine's going to promote them up to where they should be. What have Honda been doing all summer, or winter? Sorry, what have they actually been doing apart from they've just been sort of sat there going, do you know what, this Christmas is quite good. It's like they've basically been doing like a uni assignment. Is they've gone, all right, well we've got till March, we'll be fine, we'll be okay, and then it's got to March and they've written 100 words of a 10,000 word dissertation. And they've gone,
and then they've just gone out and got
and they've gone, well, what's the best way to cure this? I know it's a really, really big drunken night, and they've had 2 months of hangover. It's got to March, and they've gone, we've got absolutely nothing, but it will be good in a few weeks. Yeah, but we needed it. We needed it on Sunday, not, in 2 months' time. It's not.
Yeah.
So there's a point that I want to bring up, and it's the Renault team. Now, the Renault were almost like my second team.
Is it because it's yellow?
Yes, that is why. It's yellow. But in all seriousness, let's talk about Palmer and Hülkenberg and how much of a difference there is in those two drivers.
Yes.
Palmer is one of the worst drivers on the grid this season.
I don't know why he's got to drive.
Doing well is because he's in that.
I don't know why.
And Hülkenberg is one of the most underrated drivers for seasons. But because all of the high teams are the high-profile drivers, he's not going to get a shot until Lewis retires and Vettel. Then he'll move through and get a shot, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
So the point I've got for you two is, I know I'm not really meant to ask the questions.
No, go for it.
I want to know what you two think about Palmer's season, and will he last the whole season if he carries on like he has in testing and
go on, Corsa, take it away.
Who have Renault got as a reserve driver? Do we know?
Carmen Jorda. Hello, Carmen Jorda.
Jeez, I have no idea who this guy is.
She is quite hot. Yeah,
she's unbelievable.
Okay. No, okay. I was like, no, never heard of this guy. There might be a reason I've never heard of that guy. It's not a guy. But if Palmer is having an absolute mare, which currently he is, especially with his comments, because he made some, like, really derogatory comments.
Hilarious.
Like, there's not the sort of thing. You say that to your engineers in a private conversation. You don't say that to every TV camera at the, Australian Grand Prix. Then come sort of Belgium in that sort of summer break, they might go, you right, Jolien? See this nice hot lady here? Yeah. She's going to wear your overalls and drive the car for you. Really, what am I going to be doing? You are going to be sat at home and we're paying you nothing for the privilege because go.
I can't say his name, but it's like Sirotkin. Sirotkin. Sergey.
You'd know it if you watched Arrow's videos.
I don't watch Arrow.
Sergey Sirotkin.
So.
No, they're all staged anyway. So what's the point?
Right. Oh, throwing it
conspiracy.
Out. At least my Return to Glory isn't staged. Anyway, yes, the point you were going to make.
Flashbacks.
First time you'd watched one of my videos and you're like, oh, well, actually, you cheats. But yes, go on. Sergey Sirotkin.
Is he the reserve driver? Though?
So, yeah, if you were going to pick a date for Palmer to exit and Sirotkin to come in, what weekend do you reckon Palmer will go? If he goes, because I honestly think that he'll go. So,
I'm going to say
Bahrain.
China.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be sort of. It'll be just before the mid-season break, so that is
somewhere in
Baku. It's a break before Belgium. Oh no, Hungary, isn't it?
Oh yeah, we split off after Belgium into Hungary, don't we? For that summer.
No. There's a summer break after. No, Belgium's the first race after the summer break.
Oh, I can't remember.
So
yeah,
Belgium's the first one.
So it's whatever. I think it's Hungary, isn't it? Am I completely off?
No,
you're right.
Pretty good one.
I reckon he'll get sacked then. So then they can get someone in and you can get this bloke in and just show how bad he is. Really.
Yeah, I reckon it will be exactly 20 minutes after the Hungarian Grand Prix, and they'll go.
20
they'll go. We after Jolien's poor performance, which the likely chances it is a poor performance. We are going to buy out his contract and go goodbye. However, this new driver that you'll see in about 3 weeks' time will be incredible, and then they'll hype it up over the summer. Hype it, so then they get loads of sort of advertisement for the team and all that sort of thing. Because at the moment they're not getting tons being at the back. Well, they're getting all the wrong advertisement, aren't they, for having Jolien Palmer? So I think that they'll try and hype it up about this driver. If it's female, then definitely. I think they'll try and hype it up about this female driver, first female driver in like a proper F1 team. Has there ever actually been one? I don't think there has. Oh no, not in this century anyway.
Only in GP3.
No, there have been female F1 drivers, but they came last.
Yeah.
In the 80s.
In a vaguely point scoring competitive car. Let's say for the sake of it.
Yeah.
And they'll try and hype it up over the entire summer, and then by the first, by Belgium, there'll be this whole advertisement on Renault about how they got a female driver. What can she do? Is she be good? And I think that's how they'll probably play it.
I doubt they'll go straight for the female driver. If I'm honest,
Depends what pace is.
Yeah. Well, you don't really see teams jump straight for their backup of the backup. You don't really see that, so I'm sure they'll go for Sergey Sirotkin or for whatever his fucking name is first.
Yeah, but she's very attractive. Sorry, I'm just on Google.
Oh, we really do. put an image in the chat, and I'll give her. I can't. Hold on.
We need
bikini images. Oh damn.
Oh
my Jesus!
Well, we definitely can't make that the image. It's just a picture of Carmen Jorda.
No, it's an image.
Pictures.
If we don't see an image, can you comment how much you'd like to see the image of whatever Rickson's looking at the moment?
Yeah. Yeah, put it in the.
Oh,
yeah, can you change our thumbnail, Rickson, so we can have her in it? Can you Photoshop her lying on a car on top of this?
lying on top of the Renault.
Yeah.
You guys are so desperate. Jesus Christ! What is this?
And for the interest of fairness, there is similarly attractive male drivers. We just don't talk about them because we don't care.
I think that's just you, Causa.
No,
I'm just. What it did sound like then. I think Rickson would agree with me.
Right, so back to F1.
No, we were talking about F1, but yes, go on.
Yeah, just in a very female sense.
What teams are left? We've gone off track here.
We have gone very off track.
About Renault, Force India and Sauber
and HAAS.
Those are the two teams.
HAAS.
Magnussen.
Yeah, both went out.
Let's talk about Magnussen. So he crashed out in quali. Well, couldn't get in a quali lap because he kept
spinning it and
going off the track, and then crashed out in the race early on. It wasn't really a weekend to remember for Magnussen, was it?
No.
It's just a bit of a shit weekend. Same with Grosjean, really. Both HAAS cars. I think Grosjean did quite well, to be fair.
Grosjean qualified P6.
Exactly, and he was there, and then the engine just blew. There's smoke coming out the engine when he went into the pits. It's just, that was, I think, like last year, same with Sauber, they did well right at the start, and then just pitted off because other teams had more money to upgrade, and I think they've missed a big opportunity there to get a good haul of points, especially Grosjean getting P6, P7. That's a good number of points, and of course that will affect them at the end of the season when the money comes in and with the standings. But not a great weekend for HAAS.
Yeah, because they look really good, qualifying P8 and everything, and it could have been such a, you could have had that famous "this is a win for us" sort of thing that I think it was Grosjean was shouting last season.
This is a win for us.
No, I was loving the action, and it could have happened, and it didn't quite go to plan for them, but positive signs from HAAS, though, I would say.
Yeah. A thing I want to talk about, actually. You both watched it on Sky Sports, correct?
Yes.
Did you see CROFTY saying about blue flags, saying we should not have blue flags?
There was a lot of that going around. There was a lot of that going around.
Okay, thoughts on that?
I think he's talking absolute rubbish.
Yeah.
You imagine
how
Sebastian
Vettel
boring the race. I mean, actually, thinking about it now, he's got a point. Take away the blue flags, it means cars will catch up to the back. But then it also means more chances of crashes, more chances of... this is pushing it a bit, but more like a Jules type thing, where all the cars are so close on track, one goes off, loses a wheel into the barrier. There's a lot of... Because they'll be so close together, anything could happen, and now, especially the cars, now they're bigger. It's risky. If anything, they should move out the way sooner.
You reckon?
Now... Yes, because it just ruins the racing. I think Sunday showed that five passes, the whole race, there's 5 overtakes, and 2 of them were Perez.
That is... Well, I think blue flags... Let's say we remove blue flags, okay? And say, Rickson's a Hamilton fan. I mean, they are one of the same. But, Jack's there going, so because Vettel was behind, what was it? He was behind a Sauber when he came out, when they pit, he was behind a Sauber. If there wasn't blue flags and he was sat behind the Sauber, great, Hamilton would have, probably been still ahead on track because that would have happened and all that sort of thing. But then you put it on the flip side, and Hamilton was then in that situation, how irritated Jack would be then that their blue flag's been taken away. Like, it depends who the blue flags are affecting as to if they're then good or bad. So they're going to cause more controversy than they solve by having them in there, because there's going to be people going, why aren't blue flags there? Because now Hamilton is losing so much time to this slow Sauber because it's crap, or slow McLaren because it's even worse. And then it's great we haven't got blue flags, and there would be so many arguments and controversy. It would be just a pain to then have all of that.
I think it's definitely, I think the reason he said that as well, Crofty, is the race was so dull. There was probably nothing else to talk about.
This is true.
Yeah.
So he was just like, shit. Let's just come up with some blue flags. You know what?
A topic
I don't
of conversation.
Like
that is an hour's worth of conversation quite easily. There, blue flags.
I don't really like Crofty as a commentator in general.
He has his moments. He has his moments.
I much prefer DC and Ben Edwards by far. It's just so much better. Like,
Get out. Channel 4 fanboy.
All about Sky
Channel
Sports,
4
mate.
fanboy. I think that's the first ever someone said Channel 4 fanboy.
Yeah, definitely.
But
Just
Embarrassing bodies. Anyway.
they need to get you on there, Alex. You got some serious issues.
Yeah.
embarrassingly, I on Twitter when he said it, I tweeted out Crofty talking rubbish about blue flags. What are you talking about, mate? But instead of saying blue flags, I put blue fags. I didn't realise this until about 2 hours after the race. So, and a lot of people saw that tweet. So, luckily, no one replied to it or anything. No one know. I did get quite a few likes. So, I think everyone
well
saw the funny side of things.
Sure.
Yeah. I guess. Well, let's end the podcast. Chinese Grand Prix, 2 weeks time. Predictions. I'm going to throw it to Causa to start off with.
Great, thanks for that. Jesus, can you not have taken the reins on that one? I think McLaren are going to have a poor race.
To win? No, I don't.
No. McLaren, both of them will just blow up in a plume of smoke right before the hairpin of the second to last corner. As their engines have gone, please, no, please, and then just blown up. So that'll be lap 1.
Voice crack.
And that'll be so that'll be lap 1, and then there'll be a safety car, etc. But winners depends how McLaren managed. Not McLaren, Jesus. Depends how Mercedes, the Silver Arrows, control their tyres. Because I think if tyre wear is fine and everything, I think Mercedes have a better overall car setup for China. Because they've got a good mix of downforce and straight line speed. They got better straight line speed than Ferrari, I think, from horsepower wise from their engine. So that'll help them. From what I've heard, anyway.
Then again, in the speed trap on the weekend, Lance Stroll was the fastest.
Stroll was fastest.
In his new Judy car, drifting around the corners.
No, but I think that's probably because he didn't brake into the corner. He probably just went flat out, so he just got faster.
That is true.
But, yeah, I will go prediction. Oh, God. I think I'm going to go Hamilton, Vettel, Bottas, Raikkonen, 2 Red Bulls.
Jesus, that was deep. I was expecting it.
No. I'm going to chuck over a full first 6 to you, mate.
Oh, God. Okay, if you're chucking it my way, I'm going to go Lewis to win, Vettel to come second, Bottas to come third, Kimi to come fourth, Max to come fifth, Massa to come sixth, Ricciardo to come seventh. Let's do that. I was kind of thinking where everybody finished last race, and it's going to go the exact same.
Do you want to do the rest of the grid? You know, you did 8 then.
Yeah, okay. And then we'll go Carmen Jorda, Sergi Soratkin, Frobo Jobo 3131 for 10th. Followed by the Team Sauber boys, Callum W. 11th and
the plug is unreal. The plug is unreal.
Everybody go check out the Noob Journey
on Cheatmaster 22's channel. Make sure you watch it.
Everybody go.
Yeah, check it out on my account.
Make sure you watch it on mine.
Don't watch it on Jack's. There's a 2-minute delay in his rendering. It was mistakenly put there for him.
Yeah. I reckon it's going to be an interesting one. I think.
Let's hear your top 7. Top 7.
We're going for an odd number.
Yeah, why not?
Okay.
Yeah.
Is it a prime number?
7.845.
I think it is, isn't it? 7 prime number.
Nobody cares.
Prime number.
Prime number. I think it is.
So it's 11. Do 11. 11's a prime number.
Top 11.
No, 7.
Okay. I want to do 11. So we're going to do Vettel.
We're doing pole now.
No.
Stop Van Dorn for pole position.
Van Dorn for FP1.
for free practice. I'm sure he'll make it to free practice.
So Vettel to
is he driving his car to China? Bloody hell, blow up halfway.
I'm going to go Vettel to win, Hamilton second, Bottas third, so same top three as this weekend. And then it's going to be both the Red Bulls.
In which order?
Fourth and fifth. Dan Rick and then Max. That's one thing actually annoyed me. Brundle and Crofty called him Dan Rick. Why? Dan Rick. What is
Ricardo.
that?
I mean...
It's just
Ricardo or Daniel. Not Dan Rick. It's not his name. Anyway.
Very passionate.
Say his name properly. It's Ricciardo, not Ricardo.
Yeah.
Anyway. Raikkonen sixth. Then we're going to have... we're going to have...
Carmen Jordan.
Karma Jordan. Susie Wolf.
The band.
Oh no! Wait, she's got a driver ban, so she can't do
that. Still got a super license, not a driving license. I mean,
for going 5 miles per hour over the speed limit in a 30, may I just say? Jesus Christ!
What is wrong?
I spend 90% of my time going 5 miles an hour over the speed limit in a 30, but.
Feds, get him. You heard it live here on the Grid Watchers podcast. Alex Causey broke the law. Get him, boys. Book him.
You know, women shouldn't drive in the first place. But,
Oh, Jesus. All right, David. Calm down.
8th place Perez, 9th place Ocon, and finishing the top 10 will be Massa. Oh, no, top 11, isn't it? And then Alonso 11.
Alonso?
If there's any women
Oh, wow. I'll tell you what, if you get Alonso right.
Women driving. Women are okay to drive. It was a joke. No girls watch a podcast anyway.
No girls like you.
I've got 0.2% women watch my videos.
Yeah, I think I got a point 3.
Stupid.
Oh, no, I've got 1.7.
Alex is all 0.
Yeah, because that's what you got a feminine voice.
I've got
feminine.
You mean staticky?
That's another way to say it. I think that rounds off episode 3 of the Grid Watchers podcast. Don't forget to subscribe to us, or it will be down in the description. Don't forget to check out the Noob Journey as well. That will be out on Sunday. And also, if you enjoyed this podcast, don't forget to smash that like button. And we will see you in 2 weeks' time for the Chinese Grand Prix review. Good night.
Fuck for a Bojo, best 3 1.